Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Key Time Sports. It's Key Time coming back to talk about the college semifinals. Now, the college football semifinals start tonight between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, this is the first time that both of these teams have been on this playoff stage since 1988 for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and 1986 for the Penn State Nittany Lions. So, before I get into their historical factors and historical stats for both teams, I am going to talk about how these teams got here and who they are led by. So first off, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish is led by Riley Leonard. We know that he has thrown for over 2,000 yards this season. Their top running back for Notre Dame is Jeremiah Love. He has over 1,000 yards. Top wide receiver, Bryce Boak, Boak Collins. The leader in tackles, Jack Kaiser. And the leader in interceptions is Xavier Watts. So now you see they have a two quarterback system with their wide receiver, tight end, and their third quarterback has all thrown a pass this year. And you can see their quarterback rating. Here is their rushing attack, led by Jeremiah Love, Riley Leonard, and then there's Jadarian Price, Aeneas Williams, Kedron Young, Devin Ford, Steve Angle, Kenny Mitchie, Jaden Thomas, Jordan Faison, Justin Fisher, Tyler Buckner, and Jake Tafaski. Some name right there, Jake Tafaski. But that is who has all ran the ball for them throughout the season. Here is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish wide receiver corps led by Bo Collins. Bo Collins, he has had a tremendous season, and I think that he's gonna have a tremendous season tonight. Here's the Notre Dame kicking system. They have a three kicking system. And here's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish defensive lineup. Now, the defensive lineup has been off the charts throughout the season. The only hiccup that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have was against Northern Illinois University, and that was week 2. That was so far into the season. That was a long time ago. The team wasn't even set up like this, like it is now. And ever since then, Notre Dame, they have just been on from an offensive standpoint, a scoring rampage. We saw them versus Army. They put up 48 points on them. We saw them versus Navy. They put up 45 points on them. So in big games, Riley Leonard has came through. Now, the defense throughout the entirety of the season, sometimes it's been up and other times it's been down, but they have had more ups than downs. And the defense, as far as how many points they are allowing, they are only allowing 23 points per game. Now, as far as the team concerned, team statistics for the offense, Notre Dame score averages 39.4 points per game. Third down efficiency, which is going to be very critical tonight. So, if you are placing your bets on Notre Dame, please everybody place your bets accordingly. We do not need to hear any bad news that you lost your mortgage or lost your car placing a bet on tonight's game. So, bet responsibly and accordingly. That is all we ask here at Key Time Sports. Now, back to the game. Third down efficiency is 38%, which is bad in college football. Fourth down offensive efficiency is 73%. So I would not be surprised if the Notre Dame Fighting Irish went for it on fourth down multiple times in this game, because that's what you might need in this game. You might need to throw a trick play here and there or catch the defense off guard and go for it on a fourth and short. But you got to get it because every single play and every single possession, when you get to this point in the season, it's bigger. Every play is big. It is a matter of in this game. Like I said, I know this sounds cliche, but it is a matter of inches. It's a game of inches, and it's a matter of inches. And plus, when you get to that point in the game where you need a critical first down or on the defensive side, if you need a critical fourth down stop, will you be able to step up to the plate and deliver? So now we see what the Notre Dame Fighting Irish has to offer on the defensive side and offensive side of the ball. Now let's shift on over to them Penn State Nittany Lions. Now the Penn State Nittany Lions, first time them being this close to a championship since the 1980s, preferably 86. Now 86, Penn State, they had a good team too. The defense for that team was top 5. The Penn State Nittany Lions defense this season is in the top 10. Offense, their team leaders. I've been saying his name all throughout the season. Drew Aller, he's thrown for over 3,000 yards. Katron Allen, their leading running back, he has over 1,000 yards. Taylor Warren, their leading wide receiver, their leader in receiving yards. Tight end Taylor Warren. Jalen Reed, and Jalen Reed is the leader in tackles and interceptions. So we already know what we going to get from Drew Aller. Let's see what we going to get from this rushing attack. And I'm going to go down a list to everybody who has ran the ball for Penn State this season. So everybody stay with me. Katron Allen, Nicholas Singleton, Drew Aller, Bo Pribula, Tyler Warren, Corey Smith, Cam Wallace, Quentin Martin Jr., Luke Reynolds, Liam Clifford, Omari Evans, and Tresessor Denmark. So all of that is their rushing attack. I wouldn't be surprised if the Penn State Nittany Lions have a few package plays for some of those X factors I just named. Now, I know that you see all of these guys right here that just got one carry, Luke Reynolds, Liam Clifford, Omari Evans, and Tresser Denmark. They all might be X factors because when you look at this all throughout the season, they've just had one carry. But in a championship game and in a playoff game, no-name players rise to the occasion. More times than not, it could be a guy that you haven't even heard of throughout the season, didn't get no playing time, come out on the field tonight and give you a big play and win the game. So, like I said, when I name every player on the roster, I'm doing it because I know most of you, the fans out there, haven't heard these players, and these players are possibly X factors when it comes to playoff games. So now I'm going to shift to the wide receiver core for the Nittany Lions. Tyler Warren, Harrison Wallace, Omari Evans, Nicholas Singleton, Liam Clifford, Julian Fleming, Katron Allen, Luke Reynolds, Khalil Dinkins, Tresser Denmark, Quentin Martin Jr., Anthony Ivy, Corey Smith. Those round out the receiving core for the Nittany Lions. Now, Corey Smith only has one catch on the season. Anthony Ivy only has one catch on the season. Quentin Martin Jr., 3 catches on the season. Tresser Denmark, 2 catches on the season. Possibility, they might be X factors tonight. Watch out for these guys, everybody. Don't be surprised if they call some plays for these guys. So, everybody keep a watchful eye for all of these X factors because we know what the top dog's gonna do. We know what Tyler Warren, Harrison Wallace, and we know what the top running back is going to do. But we don't know what the X factors are going to do. So keep a watchful eye out for those X factors that I just said. The kicker, they have a two kicker system with the Penn State Nittany Lions, and also both of their kickers, they are accurate. Both of the kickers, only thing that the top kicker has missed 3 field goals, so there's a little uncertainty to where is he going to be accurate tonight, but hopefully he's accurate for all you people that betted on the Nittany Lions tonight. So now here's that Nittany Lions defense that I have been talking about all throughout the season. You know them. You have saw all of their stats. Here are their stats right here. And I'm going to let y'all have a good look at who is all on the defensive side of the ball for the Penn State Nittany Lions before I give my prediction on this game. Now, as you can see, most of the guys, the top 12 guys that are on this list are their top dogs. They are on the field most of the time. But like I've been saying, and I've been saying this a lot throughout the show, you want to focus on the X factors. You want to focus on these guys that have 9, 10, 11 tackles, and the guys that have 2 or maybe 3 tackles, because you see this, because these guys don't get much playing time. That is why I say that these guys become X factors when you get later on in the season. They become X factors. Now, let's shift on over to the Nittany Lions offense. Now, the Nittany Lions offense, they've averaged 5 touchdowns throughout the season. 35.1 points per game. Third down efficiency is 47%. Now, that is on the same line of the Fighting Irish conversion percentage statistic. Fourth down, 69% offensively. This game, I believe this game is going to be a close game. It really is. Currently, right now, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are favored in this game. This game is going to be close. I would not be surprised if this game comes down to the last 2 or 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes into overtime. Now, credit. I've given James Franklin, the head coach of the Nittany Lions, I've given him credit throughout this season for winning these big games, because we all know over the past few years, it has been trouble for him getting to the big dance and winning big games. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish head coach, he is in his 3rd year. And let me tell you, he has took this team from being an average team to on the doorstep of becoming national college football champions. So I got to give credit where credit is earned there. Now, who am I going to predict for this game? I'm pretty sure everybody is wondering why I'm taking so long, but like I said, a game like this where both teams are completely the same. You got a decent quarterback that can run the ball, can take over the game in Riley Leonard and Drew Allen. And you have a bell cow running back that can break it for 85, 90 yards if you need them to. And you got 2 good rushing defenses that doesn't give up many rushing yards in this game. So both of these quarterbacks are going to have to throw their way to a victory. That's what they are going to have to do. In this game, I have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish winning this game. Now, Penn State last week against Boise State, they didn't look too good last week. They had a couple of turnovers, and they were fortunate enough that they were playing Boise State. But if you turn the ball over tonight, if you're Penn State, if you turn the ball over tonight, Riley Leonard and the Fighting Irish, they are going to score. They are going to score touchdowns off of those turnovers. So I have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish winning this game, winning this game by 10, excuse me, winning this game by 7 points. Because this is going to be a close game throughout, and I believe that Notre Dame wins this game off of a last second touchdown. Last second touchdown or a defensive stop by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So I got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish winning by 7 in the Cotton Bowl, excuse me, not Cotton Bowl. The next game I'm going to cover is the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State Buckeyes and the Texas Longhorns. The Ohio State Buckeyes throughout the season, they have been led by Will Howard. And we know that Will Howard, he's had some hiccups this season, but he's been able to brush that off. And when it started in the playoffs, when Ohio first played the Tennessee Volunteers, they eviscerated the Volunteers. They pretty much dominated the Oregon Ducks, and now that leads them here, playing against the Texas Longhorns. Now, Will Howard, he's thrown for over 3,000 yards. Tre'Vavion Henderson is their leading running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Receiving yards, Jeremiah Smith. He is their top wide receiver. Leader in tackles, Cody Simmons. Interceptions, the leader is Denzel Burke. Now, Ohio State has a 3-quarterback system. You see their stats up on the screen. You see their rushing attack. You see their stats up on the screen. You see their wide receiver core led by Jeremiah Smith. I believe that Ohio State offense is going to take over in this game. Now, I haven't given out my prediction yet, but when you see these stats and you see what the Ohio State Buckeyes have done on a game in, game out basis throughout this season, you would also be thinking about, do I need to place my bet on Ohio State or Texas? Now, I'm going to keep giving y'all these stats right here. Now, they have a 2-kicker system with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Here is the Ohio State Buckeyes defense. Now, I'm going to give y'all a chance to take a good look at this defense. The defense has been phenomenal throughout the season. Get a good look at all these names. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you that the first 15 guys on this list, they've all played outstanding. But like I've been saying throughout this show, let's look at these guys that hasn't had much playing time, and I always call these guys X factors. You don't have to get much playing time in college football when you get to the playoffs, because the coach might just need you out there for 1 or 2 plays, and that might be the determining factor whether you win or lose in the playoffs. So take a good look at these players, and then we are going to shift over to the offensive side of the ball for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they have averaged 38 points throughout this season. Third down efficiency, 42%. Fourth down efficiency is 70%. So Ohio State, they aren't afraid to go for it on fourth down. Ryan Day. This is the best chance that this is the furthest that he has gotten with the Ohio State Buckeyes in his coaching tenure. Tonight, a lot of legacies are on the line. A lot of excuse me, a lot of a lot of players as far as their careers are on the line and their draft stocks are on the line because if you don't have a good showing tonight, that could hurt you in your draft stock. Now, the Ohio State Buckeyes, we see what they have as far as offensively and defensively. Now, let's shift on over to those Longhorns that come from the good old dirty South of Texas, I might add you. Howdy there. This is Cowboy Key talking. Let's see about these Texas Longhorns here. They are led by Quinn Ewers, and he has thrown for over 3,000 yards this season. Quintravion Wisener, he has over 1,000 yards rushing. This is the good old dirty South of Texas. Let's see. Now, let's see. When it comes to Anthony Hill, he is the leader in tackles for the Texas Longhorns, and Jaden Barron, he is the leader in interceptions for the Texas Longhorns. Now, Texas Longhorns are led by Quinn Ewers, and they have a 3-quarterback system. Here is their rushing attack. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to get a good look at this rushing attack because tomorrow night is when this game will be played. So there is their rushing attack, their wide receiver core for the Texas Longhorns, their kicker, Bert Auburn, and here is their defense. Now, the Texas Longhorns defense, what they have done since the Georgia game, the first Georgia game, and then the Georgia game afterwards. Week 8, Georgia pretty much ran all over them. Then in the SEC championship game, Georgia ran all over them. In their last game against Arizona. Now, there was a lot of concern about how they would fare against Arizona. And they came out of that game. They came out of that game with nothing to take away from it because they were projected to win versus Arizona State by 2 touchdowns. And they ended up needing 2 overtimes to win versus Texas. Now, I see all of that, and I say to myself, how good is Texas offense and defense? How good are they? Now, let's see the Texas Longhorns offense. 35.9 points per game. So they score 5 touchdowns a game. Third down efficiency is 42%. Fourth down efficiency is 56%. So they're pretty much below average on both sides when it comes to third down and fourth down offensive statistics. They are pretty much bad that way. So who do I have winning Ohio State and the Texas Longhorns in the Cotton Bowl? Now, Ryan Day, he has been at Ohio State for 4 years. They have been knocking at the door every year, and they haven't been able to kick down the door yet. And then you have Texas. Over the last 2 or 3 years, Steve Sarkisian has been building a championship contender and a force to be reckoned with at Texas. He has done that. Most of these guys have been in the playoff conversation for the last 2 years. Do I see the Texas Longhorns being able to win this game? the this game right here. It's like I said, both of these teams, they are built the same exact way. So this is just, I'm just basing this off of what I've seen and what I have showed y'all. I got the Ohio State Buckeyes winning this game because Ohio State, we know how much they have spent on this team. They spent 20 M's on getting this team together and all, and they said that they were trying to win a championship this year. So I got the Texas Longhorn. I got the Ohio State Buckeyes winning this game. This game will be close unless the Texas Longhorns turn the ball over. Then it'll be a blowout in the Ohio State Buckeyes' favor. But I got the Ohio State Buckeyes winning this game by, I'm going to say 7 points because I expect both of these games to be close. I do. I expect both of these games to be close. So, with that, those are my outlooks and predictions for the college football playoff semifinal round. Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Texas Longhorns. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And please like, share, and follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember one last thing, the key is always on time.